Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us as we kick off week 4 of the WikiTree Challenge. The WikiTree Challenge is WikiTree's largest ongoing community event where volunteers work on growing the connections within 7 degrees of our guest star. This week, our guest is genealogist Lianne Kruger, who is joining us today on the chat. Welcome, Lianne. First, we're going to take a tour of the space page for the challenge.
So the space page is our place to collaborate, ask for help, share information. And so feel free to add information to the page. This is your workspace for the week. The other place that we collaborate is on the G2G post. Also going to link that into the chat here for y'all. So there is, let me get that in there. There is a answer for each of the lines that we have out for her. So if you're interested in working on one of the lines, just post there. And then after your post, then you'll get notifications for others who are also working on that same line. So
those are actually, sorry, can I
go ahead
for a second? Those are actually for the connection values.
Oh, okay. All right. So Discord is another place where we communicate together. So if you're interested in getting onto the WikiTree server on for Discord, there's a link here for the help page. And there's also a video if you, just a short video, I think it's about 5 minutes. If you need help figuring out how to do that, that'll kind of walk you through. There's also an introduction that we did for the WikiTree Challenge. If you want to check out that video, kind of get a refresher if you need it, if it's been a while, or if you're new to the challenge. Let's see here. Oh, and we started doing a Discord. If there's a merge request that needs to be completed, just go ahead and use that new thread that we've created. It says request merges here. So just go ahead and post there if you need a merge done, and AO and I will get to those as we can. We kind of, that's a little bit different than normal WikiTree policy for the challenges. We expedite those merges for you guys so you're not held up.
That's good, because there is one I found a couple months ago. I realized I need to merge and I haven't done it. So that's good.
Awesome. Okay. Well, we'll take care of that for you. So Lianne's page here, we took a snapshot before we getting started. She has currently 124 connections. So we hope to really increase that for her. And if you go click on this link here, it'll take you to the connections and my connections page. And that's kind of somewhere you can look if you'd like to get started out, like maybe on the 5th degree and add a couple degrees, or if you want to work at degree 4, that's one way where you can find where to work on. There's also a video down here on how to find missing connections. So if you need help figuring that out, just that's a pretty short video. I think it's about 12 minutes, so it's not too long to watch. And then we have some notes from Lianne. So that'll kind of help us maybe focus a search if you're interested in different areas. So she's mentioned that her paternal grandmother never told anyone who my dad's father was. So biologically, she doesn't know yet, but with DNA, she may be close. So that'll be interesting. And she has 5 generations on his stepfather's Danish line, but not much is interested in that, but maybe a chance to increase the connections in CC7 there. The Bigelow line goes back to early 1600s, Eastern US. And then the Townsends would be a good line to work on too. There's the link there for the score sheet sets up. Just a reminder, the scores will update once an hour and the connections refresh twice an hour. though the score sheet won't reflect that. The next section is where you can ask for help. So first part here is for needs work. We have categories that we've set up for you to add to a profile. If you are maybe not interested in writing biographies, you just want to focus on the additions, please go ahead and add needs biography, because we have members who are interested in focusing on writing biographies. That's where they like to contribute. There's also a category for create profiles need created. So if you've got a big family and then they have lots of kids, maybe each of those lines, and it's too much for you to do by yourself, go ahead and add profiles need created to that to the siblings profiles, and somebody else can go into that category.
If it goes into a country you're not comfortable with, an area that you're not comfortable with, that works too.
Yeah, that's a great idea, Celia. And then GEDCOM cleanup. If you come across profiles that have GEDCOM junk, go ahead and add that category to that. And there are people who focus on that. So then we have categories for needs records, specifically for birth, marriage, death, or maybe that just needs sources full stop. So that's a place you can add in that category, and we'll focus on getting those added. People who are interested in maybe delving a little bit further and trying to find those records that aren't, somebody can't see at first pass. And then we have just a note about photographs. So just check in with the help section page on photographs. How do you know if you have permission to upload a photo or not? Just kind of give that a read through. If you still are wondering if you can upload a photo to WikiTree, then you can go ahead and ask Aowen and I, and we'll take a look and see. And Aline Martin is our team captain this week. She can also answer questions. We do have WikiTree members that are near affiliate libraries or even the Family Search Library in Salt Lake City that are willing to go do lookups for us. So if you have a record on Family Search that the image isn't available to view on the website, just put that in here and they'll look that up for you. Just a note to be sure to, when you make an entry, be sure to give us the 4 tildes at the end of the entry, so that when you save the changes, it signs and dates the page and that entry with your WikiTree ID, so we know who to contact about that request. Or further down in the page, you can, when you submit interesting finds, you want to be sure you do the same thing, so we know who submitted that interesting find. The next section is one of the fun parts of the page. We get to see all the different places we're going to be going in the challenge. So already kind of an idea that we have is we have Canada, England, Ireland, and United States, and these places there. So as you come across different countries, go ahead and add to this part of the page, because we love to see where all we're going. And then the interesting finds, of course, is an opportunity to be awarded bounty points. About halfway through or towards the end of the week, those interesting finds will go out on a survey, and the top 7 that are voted for will be awarded bounty points. So again, be sure you sign off with the 4 tildes on your entry so that you can get awarded those points. And then the military profiles section, please add any military profiles you come across. And especially maybe you need some help adding stickers or something, just make a note there. And different WikiTreeers maybe that are really good with that era or war, they'll be able to help you with that or take care of it for you. Something that we have that comes up is free space pages that get created. I think one for American Ancestors was for the society page that was created. That was really great way to use a free space page. Another one is if you have a long will that needs transcription and you don't want to take up a whole bunch of space on the actual ancestor profile, if you create a free space page for it, we can get that transcribed. We have Stephen Tomazowicz, I know does, he has volunteered to do those transcriptions for us if we get him the image. So it's a good place for him to work it out, type up the transcription for you, and then you can link to it from the ancestor profile. So it's not taking up a lot of room on your ancestor profile there. So cemeteries is another opportunity for a free space page. If you are having a family that they're all buried in the same cemetery, maybe you can go ahead and create the free space page for that cemetery and kind of give more information about it. And then place studies. If you run across maybe a building or a home that has an interesting history that you'd like to, have its own free space page, just go ahead and reach out to the One Place Studies project and we'll get that set up for you. All right, the next section is about bounty opportunities. So we have, like Aowen mentioned, she has out on the G2G post for this challenge week, the links for these 6 ancestors that, and the first person who makes a unique connection for these individual will win some bounty points for that person. So you'll want to make sure you claim your bounty points in the G2G post so we can get those awarded to you.
Does everybody understand what that means when we say make a unique connection?
I assume you mean something I don't already have.
Yeah, so when you're adding to that line, that particular line, the first time you come across a WikiTree profile that already exists, that's when you've made a unique connection.
Oh.
Yeah, because you're already connected to the tree, but these are new connections, a new path.
It's a new connection path, basically, yeah.
Opportunities for maybe closer connections to people. Like right now, you and I are 19 degrees apart. You're my 11th cousin, one times removed. So that might change as the week goes by. Maybe there's a closer connection path between us. So
Right. I've been talking with a cousin who's related to me in 2 different ways. Kat on the chat here.
That's awesome. I love it.
Very cool.
I think we're 23rd cousins or something like that at this point.
That's that French Canadian Quebec. Everybody's related. So
yeah, that's where ours is through too. Okay, and then the brick walls section is where Aowen will be adding to midweek what the brick wall bounty lines will be. So again, remember to claim any brick wall bounties in the G2G post. The next section is just another place for you to access the links for Zoom and for the eventual reveal video that will be out on YouTube live May 1st at noon. Looking forward to that. And of course, media outreach section is your chance to help us spread the word about the challenge and WikiTree. We have official posts that go out on our official channels, and all you have to do is click on the link for the post. Like say you like Instagram, you can just go out there, like it, like our post, or if you're on Twitter, you can retweet. So just different opportunities there to help us spread the word about WikiTree. And then participant posts are if you want to do your own post, like you have an interesting find, or you just want to share that you're a challenge participant, you can use the image that's attached to the space page and go ahead and do that. And if you need help with that, feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to help. The resources section is just a place for us to share information about resources. The first section here is just general WikiTree resources. It includes a section here about WikiTree Plus, and there's already a link set up here, WikiTree query for active challenge profiles with no parents. So you can go there, click that link and say, get profiles, and you'll have somewhere to start working from right away. And there's other options for finding something to work on for the week. If you come across any African-American profiles, please be sure to use the African-American sticker. And this section also has resources. For the specific country resources, I've went ahead and added the locations where we know we're going to be working, the Canada Project page, and then the sources page for each of these locations. So it kind of gives you a start for finding resources. All right.
I researched the French Canadian line back in the 80s, and I have copies of all my sources, but getting them up, because there's hundreds and hundreds of names in the French Canadian lines, and especially all the siblings. And yeah, they're not there. Those sources, they're over there.
Well, we'll get them all populated for you.
Mhm.
All right. Well, does anybody have any questions or have anything that they want to share? Or
I'd share my Tim Hortons hot chocolate with you if I could. That's why I'm
That would be
late.
nice.
I would have only been like 2 minutes late, but Tim Hortons says it's fast food, but it's not fast. It wasn't fast today.
Always a lineup at Tim Hortons.
Oh man. Yeah.
right.
Score sheet is up, so it should work now.
I'll have to join for the
Also,
challenge.
the suggestions are prepared on the existing profiles. It's not that many of them, but there are a few.
Great. Thank you, Alesh.
Mm.
Looks like we have
I'll join the
profiles.
challenge in a little bit here. Sorry.
Okay, I was going to say, Kat, you have to. This is your family.
I wonder what I edited.
I found out I'm like related like 2 different ways to Lianne. I was like, oh, okay. There's more, but
Yeah.
two different lines on my family tree connect down to Lianne. So
And yeah, one's paternal and one's maternal for me. So
I think
completely-
I don't, it's paternal all on my dad's side. So
Oh, okay, but yeah, no, 2 completely different lines for me that she's related to.
Wow, that's
That's cool.
cool.
Nice.
It's exciting.
This is where the distances section of the tree or the score sheet is fun.
Mhm.
okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. And we have, we took a snapshot of before for your, the profiles within 7 degrees. So we have let me go ahead and grab that real quick. So show that to you, just
Yeah,
to see where you're starting out at.
this is amazing.
There's so many fun tools
There we are.
and apps that are out here. So I just want to show you what that looks like real quick. Let that load up. This is one of the tools that Greg made.
Good job, Greg.
Thanks.
Just love being able to see all the different
Mhm.
ways to view the information, basically.
Mhm.
So there you go. There's your starting 6 degrees of Lianne.
Wow.
23rd cousins twice.
Let me see. We're closer than that, right, Lianne? I'm
Oh
pretty
yeah,
sure.
we are. That French line.
8th or 9th. Yeah. Let's see. What
Yeah.
does it say? 9th cousin. We're 9th cousins right now.
Now, and you
When I-
mentioned, I mean, I'm very English, Scottish, Great Britain and France, but with my Acadia line, and somebody here's from Nevada, I heard earlier, I actually have a 7th cousin that I met.
Wow.
Oh,
She was, you know, and we do the, are you related to anybody in the room? And we're 7th cousins, and she's from Louisiana is where she lives. And she's, yes, very African American.
Oh,
But we,
interesting.
our lines meet up in Acadia.
Oh,
Interesting. You're gonna come in?
I think that's the only one though.
oh wow. Looks like we're 11th cousins once removed, but then there's a lot of other different
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
all those.
French Canadians.
All
Yeah.
the French Canadians,
so
yeah.
many French Canadians.
Yes, I remember taking the DNA test years ago, you know, well, when it became popular and stuff.
Mhm.
And people would say, I got 3 cousins and I got this. And I didn't tell anybody how many I
Same. I understand that part. How many cousins do you have? Do you want the real answer? Or do you want the 44,000 answer?
Yeah, that's right.
Is that within 5 degrees or 10?
Well, this is amazing. And I like the fact that people can do bios or sources or the research,
Mhm.
like what they like to do. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes it fun for everyone.
Yeah,
Work to your strengths, which is nice.
definitely.
Mhm.
Wow. Somebody else, yeah, Adam made a comment on one of the lines already too.
This is my first challenge, so if I do anything wrong, somebody just slap my fingers.
If you have any questions at all, there's almost always somebody in the Discord to answer
Oh, yes.
questions.
Yes,
Mm.
I appreciate that. I actually reset up my Discord account this morning just to make sure I could get in touch with someone if I needed it.
So Rhonda, do you have Acadia ancestors? How long's your family been in Halifax?
Oh my heavens, my family in multiple directions are founders were the first groups that came across in the 1700s. So yeah. It's confusing.
Yeah.
I descend from Aboriginal ancestry somewhere along the line. Yeah, it's complicated. I know the ballpark where I need to research doesn't show up in my DNA unless I upload the DNA from Ancestry into other resources. Like, you know, that do a different analysis on the DNA compared to the autosomal DNA.
Yeah.
So it's all sorts of interesting information. So, and I know it's verified because my maternal aunt, one of my mom's sisters, she shows 1%. And it's in the Yucatan. Well, it used to be Yucatan Peninsula. But now when they did the change, the update in August, it's now showing more closer towards Ecuador in that area. But really, the people spread far out, just like, you know, everybody that landed in New England area, they all spread everywhere. So, and with the turmoil going on down in that region in South America and the whole region. It wouldn't be surprised if some of these people were in Europe, all over the place, not just in North America or South America for that matter. So it's going to be fun to figure out everything. I can see this 116 pathways increasing the more I update my own family tree connection.
I was just looking through the fan chart and checking out where some of your ancestors are from, and there's a number of the French, a number of the towns coincide with some of my ancestors' hometowns. So I wouldn't be surprised if we end up getting a little closer when we make some of these extra connections added.
The Riviere?
No, well, Saint-Tite,
Yeah.
and Nicolet and Bécancour, those are all places.
Bergerons. Nicolette is Bergerons.
It's
Well,
Roe.
one of the families there.
Yeah, the Mongrain and Roe.
Bro.
It is the one I was first looking at, Alexander Roe, who is Rocky's but maternal grandfather.
Yes.
So your one of your great grandfathers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've got relatives from that area. So, and in fact, I have cousins who have that last name. So that's not let me think, with the H or not.
It changed in some of the documents. Some English person put ROWE,
Oh no, they're always spelled French, but sometimes with an RH and sometimes without the RH. Some of it's just how do they spell? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
The row is cut. I think that I can't remember. Is that how you pronounce it? RE, the rail. I don't know how to pronounce it.
RHEAULT. Yeah.
It's row. It's row.
Row, because there's a bunch of rows in Fargo, North Dakota.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Alexander and Anna, those two, they had 16 kids, 15 lived.
Wow.
So I thought that's part of, yes, there's lots of us all over.
Yeah. The Poirier caught my attention because one of my Juno second great grandpas married a Poirier. So, and the Junos work their way in, same with the DuPonts somewhere along the line. Those are my two big names, but if I go further back, then it branches off. So
Carmeline Pouillet is the first wife. She has two, and then there's a whole bunch of others that Joseph has with his second wife. But
same with.
I think I have Poiriers in my line too. So yeah, we may be related too.
Maybe. I mean, my WikiTree user ID is in my name right now, so you can look me up.
Yep. I could.
I'm also on the Discord, so we can.
Yeah, that would be a cool one too. Because I don't think I finished that part. So
I'll figure out which side I'm on. Oh, congrats, 8 siblings. Oh my gosh. I want to track that down to Fargo to see if they're related to because there's a farm. It's more like a education center in Fargo. So but
yeah, I didn't put in all the siblings. I've just connected the straight lines, and there's usually 8 to 16.
Lots of profiles to be added. That's great.
Profiles there, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So Kat, we're ninth cousins as well.
Same here, which is interesting. I don't know. I forgot to look at where we're ninth cousins because I don't have Canadian lines.
I have more than just Canadian lines.
Yeah.
On my end, obviously, I'm a lot of European ancestry and Irish ancestry and.
Oh yeah, it's through Woodbury. It's through Massachusetts.
So I can't remember which of these lines whether it's not the Roe, I think it's the Pouillet, goes back to the first European landowner of Canada.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Uh-huh. Louis Hebert.
Oh,
And-
Louis Hebert. Yeah.
There's a statue of him and his
Mhm.
wife and kids in
Mhm.
Quebec City. And his father was the physician to Queen Mother. She's a she's who's the bankers in Europe in the 1600s, 1500s? There's movies about them.
Not the Medici.
Rothschilds?
Roth.
The what? Sorry.
Rothschilds?
No. European, Italian. They're Italian.
Medicis.
Oh,
Medici's.
Yeah.
Catherine de Medici, who's the mother-in-law of the Scottish girl, not Mary. Mary, yes.
Mary Queen of Scots.
Mary Queen of Scots' mother-in-law, Catherine
Wow.
de Medici. And so the Louis Hebert's father was Catherine de Medici's physician.
Wow.
And he gets
Whoa.
to come to Canada and becomes the first landowner, white European.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Very interesting. Yeah.
And there is some Filles du Roi as well in my line. And I have not identified them in WikiTree.
Ooh.
And there's also some Filles Mariées as well
Oh, wow.
in that line that can be identified.
Mhm.
Do you guys have a page on WikiTree for?
There is, and there's a category for each of those.
Okay.
And I'm just wondering.
I have them on my blog, what their names are. but-
Right. So looking at your fan chart, one of the options that I've added to the fan chart in the last few months was the ability to add stickers onto the fan chart. If
Do you want to share
profiles
your
have a
screen?
category. Oh, sure, I can do that. Yeah, that would make it a little easier, wouldn't it? To describe a feature. You have to let me share my screen though.
There you go. Should be able
Okay.
to now.
Okay, there we go. So you're seeing, I'll go back a few generations. So it looks a little, there we go. There's say
That's
5
mine.
generations. That's yours. Yeah, at 5 generations. So one of the options when you open up the settings, which is you get from the gear here, and go to highlights, you can highlight cells based on a particular category or sticker. And so far, the profiles at 5 generations, you only have one category for Lake of the Woods. If I click on that, then you can see those people.
Yes. Yeah. Why do you have a Lake at the Woods sticker? Like it's.
Well,
I'm
it's a category that was added by someone who, because they must have some connection. Let's open up
cemetery.
Alexander.
It's like a Woods
The
cemetery.
Is that a
Cemetery.
cemetery one? Oh no, why is the service unavailable? Uh-oh.
yeah.
In Kenora, a Lake of the Woods cemetery.
Oh, it says
in Kenora.
cemetery. You're right. It does say cemetery.
And,
there.
there it is. Kenora. Yep.
Does that make sense?
Oh yeah. That's
Okay, and so the
Yeah.
other one is unsourced. Let's see, or do we have any unsourced? Oh, Joseph, we better get onto him. Let's open up his.
there's lots.
Sure.
Yeah.
This
Uh-oh.
site's been a little cranky.
Yeah, WikiTree. I noticed that. I was like trying to click on things so I could figure out where I wanted to
Oh,
work from and was
no.
like, website. No.
Lianne, you're so popular, crashing the system. But anyway, so what I was thinking is if you had, when we add, let's go out to 7 generations, it automatically updates. So now we've got some more. Oh, look at this. Someone's got a sticker for a haplogroup.
That's me. That's my maternal.
Ah, okay. But it's only been added to Agnes's. It hasn't been added all the way down the line.
Oh yeah, that's okay. I didn't do that right, but yes.
Well, that's
my
okay. No, but that
maternal line.
ideally, like everyone who is in that line should have that category added to their or sticker. I think it's a category probably. So that then all of that would get highlighted. But if we go up far enough, we should see if there are any filles de roi.
And everybody can see
Mhm.
where, what work I've done right now. Thank you. This
Mhm.
is really good. And what stopped.
Yes, exactly. Well, I've become quite proficient at the French ones myself. So I'm always excited when it looks like there's lots of room for growth, except that Guillaume is beating me to it, it looks like.
Guillaume is going to town.
Guillaume is going to town.
I actually might have that information. I just didn't upload it to WikiTree.
That's okay. Yeah, that's
But this will
okay.
be good. Okay.
That'll
So
be
I
fun.
need to- that. So nobody's come up with I think you need to a couple more generations. I think I'm at like 12 or 13 for those.
Oh, wow. Like to get back to the filles de roi, you have to go 12 or 13.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
Maybe not. But they're not
Yeah,
coming up though.
they're not coming up here. 10 is the max that I've got for the no filles de roi here.
Oh, look.
But Acadians, there's an Acadian profiles. Oh, way back there.
Yeah.
Acadians on Winslow's list. That's a specific type of Acadian, I guess. Joseph Hébert, there you go. And Jean Hébert. Jean-Baptiste.
Actually, I have two hair bears, and a lot of people get them mixed up.
Oh, yes.
That's not Louis Hebert, because
Mhm.
it's his daughter that the lines come through.
Ah, interesting.
But there's the other Hebert that's lots of those.
Mhm. Cool. Okay.
Yeah, we're not far enough back because it's 1600s.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Because then this was what, 1692. So yeah, one or two more generations, right?
Right. Yeah, see, the Pouillets are still around, Joseph and their Pierre, and
Yeah, look at that.
they go between Joseph and Pierre back and
Oh,
forth.
Beaubassin. Yeah, that's one of the Acadian colonies there. Yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
It's the Townsend line that goes to the
Over here.
northeastern US. That's the Bigelows that goes to the 1600s, not the Mayflower, but
Oh,
but Massachusetts,
there we are.
Yeah.
Watertown, Massachusetts.
and that goes back farther. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Very cool.
but see,
Azure, Awen, or Lianne, is there anything else you about this app or any of the other apps you want me to show off while I'm sharing my screen?
go ahead and show off your work. It's okay.
Well,
Rick.
no, I don't need to. We talked about the last challenge. I did show a few things, but I don't know if there's anything specific. I personally I often use the fan chart as sort of a jumping off place, but other people use other things as well. So because you can once you click on any cell in the fan chart, you can take you immediately click on the person's name and it'll open up a new tab, which when it's up again, takes you straightly to their profile. So then you can see how many of the siblings and children and whatnot.
Are missing, and then I'll add a source later. 3 years ago.
Back in 2021.
I think I'm going to take a look at this side because this is a surname I have on my family tree.
Oh, very good.
48.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Donald came just because of the Danish line with the Sorensens, but if you notice on that fan chart, there's nothing there because that's my father was adopted at age 7 by Sorensen, Alex Sorensen. And but I've got 5 generations of that, but I guess I don't have it on there.
So do you want us to, maybe you've talked about this when I was late, sorry if this is repeating. Do you want us to build out your adoptive father, grandfather, or your biological grandfather?
Well, biological, you're not going to be able to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I saw the information about how you were close to the biological, and Sorensen was the adoptive father, and so I said, okay, I won't connect him as the father because WikiTree won't let you connect two people as father. You can't do adoptive and biological.
At least
So
yet.
so I decided, and somebody had already done that. I don't, maybe you did that. So Carl was already there as the spouse of
Yes,
the
Diana.
grandmother.
Yeah,
So
Diana's.
I said, okay, that's what I'll work from is,
Oh.
as grandmother's father, that will get him into the tree. That'll make connections. It won't show up in your fan chart, but you can always do that if you want to.
Right.
You can always
You
switch
can
back
do,
and
there's
forth
like,
for that matter.
yeah, there's if he adopted, there's an adoptive template that you can put on the profile. So you could add him as the father, but put a note in it saying he's not the biological father. He's just the adoptive
Well,
father.
I think I'll put, I haven't finished that up yet. I've been putting more information in, but
So he was adopted at age 7. If you're putting that in, he was
okay.
7 when he was adopted.
I was going to add a research note. So
So I have those papers. I have his adoption paper. Would you put that on here as the source? Would you put a copy?
I
yeah,
did.
you can do that.
If you wanted to.
I got to put that on for one of my grandpa's cousins that was adopted that we didn't know existed until Ancestry DNA showed me that my great granduncle had 2 other kids before he got married. And then also showed that my second great grandpa had an affair in the 1920s that produced 3 children. But I'm not going to add them on because I don't need to.
But yeah, so I do have the 5 generations of Carl's, his ancestry, his mom and dad, that I, way back before internet had graphics, the text-based.
Right. Wow.
I had a picture of their gravestone and her death date was covered up. Peter's wife was another Anna. And so I went out and I just said on one of those list servers for Copenhagen. And I said, this is what I have. And somebody over there phoned all the sites and found where the gravestone used to be. It had been gone. They dug it up. And he told me what the 2 initials stood for and what year she had died.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, that was in the 80s, or early 90s. No, that would have to be the early 90s. And people are so nice in the genealogy world.
Yeah.
So helpful. Like this is amazing. And it will help not just me, but anybody else who ties in.
Yeah. So Greg, you could show, if you want, the CC7 views.
Oh, okay.
That's a good place also for people to start.
There we go. Yeah.
You can see.
Yeah.
It's a good place to see if they're like you can see if a parent is needed or.
That's right. Yeah. So there's a brick wall here for Rocky because we don't have
that.
There's a missing father. So that's one. Normally the brick walls are the ones that you can try and break down and add more people to, right?
So Carl Peter is there. He's in pink.
Where's Carl Peter?
So Donald, go down just a little, 5 more lines. Yeah.
Yeah, that means his mom is missing. If the thing is
oh, there we are.
Pink, it means the mom. If it's blue, it means the dad, and if it's purple, it means both.
Okay. Yes.
I'm working on it.
Carl Peter. There you go, Donald. Actually, I should send you because I have the tree.
Well, it's pretty good on Family Search. So
yes, it is. And I don't have any siblings, so or a few.
Okay.
I have some pictures too.
Oh, pictures would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, a fan chart with showing the pictures is It's quite nice.
So yeah, the Heatleys. Oh yeah, she's also in Quebec.
Okay, yeah. So for those who are doing the challenge and using the CC7, by default, it just starts with 4 generations so that it loads quickly. But I mean, we want lands out to 7 generations, so you can just add more. So you can just go up here, change to drop down to 5, for example, and then get the CC5, and it'll go back and load those additional ones. And it does sort them in order of degree. So the further down, that means the further out that we're going. And again, you can see the brick walls, so you can draw you right into places where it are right for adding more profiles.
My one place study,
Ooh.
I see coming up, going, oh, I forgot Bigelow's live there as well. Mary Bigelow, they're down at the bottom. Chatham
Oh yeah, there he is.
in Quebec.
You've got a one place study about for this town?
It's called Ogdensburg, and it's just part of that area.
Mm.
And then so that's where the Bigelows and the Dowds from Ireland meet.
Mm. Yeah.
And-
I like where Pierre Joseph came from.
oh yes, St. Gregory. Yes.
Unfortunately, I don't have any relatives that I know of from Saint Gregoire, which I'd like to. But
You'll have to try to get with that one.
I will have to try and connect there. Yeah, for sure. Let's see.
That's funny.
And there's all the way down to 7.
Uh,
And the
let's
lock
see.
one means that they're locked out because, or no, that means unlock. What? Privacy open. What's the difference here? Azure? Ewan, do you know why that one's highlighted orange?
There's 3 of them there that are orange.
Yeah. But they're looking at the time frame, they shouldn't be an issue.
Let me pull it up and look at it.
Is the one orphaned and the others aren't?
No profile manager.
So that's
Yeah.
probably what it is. It's
Is
an
that what it
orphan.
is, you think?
Yeah,
Okay.
meaning orphaned, meaning it doesn't have a profile manager.
Right. But yeah, I can go straight into edit mode, so it's not.
Yeah, so
No,
it's
yeah.
saying it's open, but it's just, it also doesn't
Mhm.
have a profile
It's
manager.
extra
So
open.
I think that's
Extra
I think
super
that's just-
open.
Extra
So-
open.
Yeah, so this one, yeah, you're right. That one has a profile manager. That looks like exactly it.
You need to do the one at the top because they're from St. Gregory.
Oh yeah. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Have to look into them. Well, there's some Poiriers, so maybe my
Yeah.
Poiriers connect to those Poiriers.
Oh, that'd be good.
That'd be fun. Then we both win.
You can sort these by places and stuff like that, can't you?
Yeah, because it's a
Well,
wiki
You
table.
can filter.
Yeah, you can just click on any one of the headings. So if I clicked on birthplace, then I can get all of my Saint Gregoires in the same place.
Or you could start typing Gregoire up there. And
Oh, that's
filter out.
true. I keep forgetting that. There we go. Now,
So if you're looking for a particular country, using this is a good way to pull up just the specific places or a time period or a last name.
yeah,
Good suggestions.
1860s. Yeah, you can just type in a partial bit and then it'll. Nice.
Very nice.
Always something new to learn.
No Clarks.
Yeah. So far, we just
No
started.
A1s either.
No A1. So sad.
Yeah, or nor Azures. Yeah, how many Liannes? Oh, there's only one Lianne, of course. But there's a Lillian as well. That's just very cool.
I think that's an
Yeah,
ant.
you can sort by any one of the. Does it all? Is it always going to be a? It doesn't allow you to reverse the sort, though, does it? Oh well, just have to scroll.
There isn't
Couldn't be
a,
perfect. We wouldn't have anything to hope for.
I know. They've added so many features to this. Eventually, eventually my plan is to, like that 6 Degrees app that you showed, is to add a button here. Here, I guess. So you've got the hierarchy view. You can put it in list view.
Nice.
Which is kind of neat because then it sort of breaks down by family unit.
Uh-huh.
Or table. Well, I guess that we were in table view, weren't we? We were in table view. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
hierarchy
view
yeah.
is this type here where you can just sort of expand one little branch at a time. If you want to really be focused and not distracted. Not that any of us get distracted.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. But eventually what I'd like to do is put another button here that will just show bubble view or circle view, which will basically be the 6 Degrees app. Because then this app has already got all the data, and this would just be another way of seeing it. And then you could do all of that in one location. So.
All right.
and you went back to the original layout by clicking on the dot above the column, right under my name there.
The degrees, yeah.
The degrees. And that brought it back to the original. So
Yeah.
Oh, now interesting. Clicking on degrees allows me to go
ascending and descending.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's let everybody get to work on adding these profiles.
Thank you.
Increasing these connections. It was great that you were able to join us, Lianne.
Yeah.
That was great. All right. Well, we'll hopefully everybody will be able to join us on Saturday for our weekend chat for the challenge, and can kind of check in with everybody. We'll see you all around the tree. Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.